Favorite Chisi, Prime TV News, Ndola, Copperbelt Province.
A woman of Kawe's Mulungushi Motel area has died, together with her grandson, whom she was carrying on her back after being hit by a motor vehicle. Millie Chimba and her toddler grandson, Mika Chisenga, died in an accident which happened on Sunday, the 21st of June 2026, around 20 hours on the Great North Road in Kawe's Chinyeka area. Central Division Police Commanding Officer Lemekani Chirwa says the accident happened when the woman was crossing the road and was hit by a vehicle, leaving both dead on the spot. Joseph Siambihi has more details in this report.
The death of Millie Chimba and her grandson, both of Kawe's Mulungushi Motel area, in a road traffic accident which happened on the 21st of June 2026 at Chanyeka area along the Great North Road, has left family and friends in tears and disbelief. According to police, Millie Chimba, who had her grandson on the back, was bashed by a vehicle as she attempted to cross the Great North Road.
So hapana chipipa amami baya na shalaneka so shifuninga chita amakanshkwete na mano na hapo.
It's a sad moment for everyone. You can see even the mourners sitting around us. You know, she was a kind mother. She visited everyone and stuff like that. So it's a very sad moment for everyone. So
one by one, relatives are walking to the funeral house. The deceased used to stay with her 5 grandchildren and 2 of her daughters. Central Province Police Commanding Officer Lemekani Chirwa has given more details.
The 2 bodies were taken to Kawe Central Hospital mortuary, pending identification and postmortem. The driver of the motor vehicle is in police custody for causing death by dangerous driving. That is 2 counts for the mother and the child. And the motor vehicle involved is equally impounded and waiting for RATSA to do an inspection report, and also waiting for the postmortem for the 2 bodies to establish the cause of the death and for burial.
Joseph Siambihi reporting, Prime TV News in Kabwe.
Zambia only has 972 licensed pilots, government has revealed. In a speech read on his behalf by Director Human Resource and Administration, Dr. Cynthia Balingu at a stakeholders engagement meeting on the proposed review of the upper age limit for pilots, Ministry of Transport and Logistics Permanent Secretary, Engineer Frederick Mwalusaka, said as the aviation industry expands, there is demand for expert manpower. Mr. Mwalusaka, however, stated that like many other countries around the world, Zambia is facing challenges associated with the aging workforce and pilot retirements, among others. He said the country continues to face challenges in pilot training, while cautioning that any review of the upper age limit for pilots is considered within the broader context of national development. And Civil Aviation Authority CAA Director General Captain Derek Luyembe has noted the review was prompted by industry concerns regarding pilot availability and workforce sustainability, among others. Captain Luyembe, who was represented by the Acting Director for Flight Safety Standards, Lato Chilala, said aviation safety remains paramount.
The matter before us today goes beyond the issue of the retirement age limit for pilots. It touches on workforce sustainability, skills retention, safety regulation, human capital development, and the future competitiveness of Zambia's aviation industry. Currently, the total number of licensed pilots in Zambia stands at 972. And as air transport service continues to expand, so too does the demand for highly skilled aviation professionals. Like many countries around the world, Zambia faces the challenge of balancing workforce succession planning with the need to retain valuable experience and expertise within the aviation sector.
The current Zambia Civil Aviation Regulatory Framework, or ZCAS, pilots are not permitted to engage into commercial flying in their single pilot or in their single capacity or mount pilot or air transport operations after attaining their 65th birthday. These provisions are based on ICAO Annex 1 personnel licensing and have been based or have been domesticated into Zambia's regulatory framework.
You are watching Prime Television's main news broadcast. Just now, we go for our first break. Stay tuned.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 All right, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Not long ago, many children in Zambia did not go to school because their parents could not afford it. Today, 2.5 million children are back in the classroom, sitting on desks and being fed nutritious meals under the school feeding program. Markets are now peaceful with no kind of violence. Clinics stand where there were none. There's still much work ahead, jobs to create, futures to secure. And that's why Bali keeps working day after day. Because just as we delivered free education, we will keep delivering. For every child still waiting and every family still rising. Until progress is something every Zambian feels. We've started the change. Now let's finish the job. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let us continue to move Zambia forward together.
Ever felt like your money could do more? With FNB eWallet Plus, dial *130*321# and send or receive money to mobile money or bank account. All in seconds. Quick, easy, secure. Change to FNB. Help changes everything.
Driven by the passion for a taste that boosts our inner well-being. A taste crafted in the heart of sun-kissed fields from Zambia's finest sorghum. A taste driven by the passion to boost your inner well-being. It's who we are, how we are, and where we've come from. Sogo, the new taste of culture.
Umuyamuka mayeye, whether ni mayadi, olokombo ni bako, kota matobo never tired. Ngani bono yeba sheta, gombo no manone sipango no buno.
Farmers of Zambia, your
and monetary policies have strengthened confidence in the economy and contributed to increased demand for shares on the stock market. He says investors are increasingly viewing the securities market as an attractive alternative investment destination, resulting in stronger activity on both the equity and fixed income markets. Favour Chisi has more in this report.
Government's commitment to restoring economic stability is continuing to earn praise from key players in the financial sector. The Lusaka Securities Exchange Chief Executive Officer Nicholas Kabaso says Zambia's successful debt restructuring process has played a significant role in rebuilding investor confidence and improving perceptions about the country's economic future.
The fact that we had that crowd of the debt crisis over us had an impact in terms of capital flows. Now, the very moment that we got to hear that there was almost a 90%, 96%, debt restructuring, a lot of investors had confidence now in terms of the direction the country was taking, and they could be able to take a position on the country because now they know there will be sound fiscal as well as monetary policy. And part of the reasons why we saw an increased demand of shares even in the recent few years was that very confidence, because now they knew the very fact that the debt restructuring had been closed out, or at least almost closed out. They had confidence the government was not going to be overly dominant on the local market, and that potentially meant that they could be able to place their money without so much sovereign risk on the country.
As the economy continues on a recovery path, the exchange is encouraging the introduction of targeted incentives aimed at accelerating growth within the capital markets. According to Mr. Kabaso, particular attention is being placed on supporting small and medium enterprises, which account for a significant share of employment and economic activity in the country.
Some of the incentives that we've been pushing back even to the central government has been the need for them to give us tax incentives. We need tax incentives for some of these individuals that are raising capital on our market. Now, oftentimes we are actually, looking at small and medium enterprises, which are the bulk of what we have in Zambia. Now, if some of these could be given incentives, even say for 5 years for taking up capital in the market and allowing other Zambians to be able to add up capital in their businesses, it will allow them to be able to, scale profitably and also to be able to help them to, grow their business size. And that potentially creates a wider, pool of, tax that you can then be able to tap from going forward.
The Lusaka Securities Exchange has further called for increased domestic savings and investment, describing citizen participation in the capital markets as critical to sustainable economic development.
For people to see the incentive to save, we must be able to provide products. The LUSE has been at the center of capital markets for the longest time. We are providing very unique products that can allow you to save between the short to medium term and even the long term. We are also providing products that allow us to be able to redistribute these savings into productive sectors. Our call, obviously, to the people out there is for them to take seriously this opportunity that they have to be able to invest in shares, buy these shares, because that's the only way we can then start owning the economy. We must be able to move away from the narrative that we cannot own Zambia, we cannot own the economy. The only way we can move away from that narrative is if only us as individual Zambians are actively participants in the capital markets. When we own these shares, we own these companies, that way we can then be able to direct that narrative.
Favorite JC Prime TV News, Lusaka.
And just now we retake our earlier story in which the government has signed a contract for the rehabilitation of Lot 2 of the Mutanda-Mwinilunga Road in Northwestern Province, marking a major step towards improving transport infrastructure and unlocking economic opportunities in the region. We have more details in this report.
Government has taken another step in improving the country's road network with signing of the contract for the rehabilitation of Lot 2 of the Mutanda-Mwinilunga Road in Northwestern Province. The project is expected to enhance mobility, improve road safety, and stimulate economic activities in the area. The rehabilitation works will cover 75 kilometers of the T5 road and an additional 10 kilometers of township roads in Mwinilunga district.
The section of the road is a significant link in the Lobito corridor and will definitely increase economic activity as part of the Lobito corridor. The rehabilitation of the Mutanda to Mwinilunga Road is a strategic investment that will contribute significantly to the social and economic transformation of our country and the Northwestern Province. For many years, the poor condition of this vital corridor has posed a serious challenge to motorists and the communities around the road. The deterioration of the road has reached the attention of government and hence government effort to ensure swift rehabilitation of this road to international standards.
We are not just signing a contract. We are laying a cornerstone of a new era of the Egyptian-Zambian relations. This agreement, the first project of the Arab contractors in the heart of Zambia, represents the bridge between Egyptian expertise and Zambian ambition. For over than 6 decades, the Arab contractors have been not only the architects of modern Egypt, building our dams, our roads, our new cities, but also they have been our ambassadors of excellence in many of the African countries. They do not just lay bricks, they lay trust, confidence, and perfection.
Brings us all to this table today. Today marks more than just a signing of a document. It marks the beginning of a transformative journey for Northwestern Province and Mwinilunga District in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, the estimated project cost is 1.7 billion kwacha, and it is our hope that this project will represent a critical investment to support our infrastructure, and we have every confidence in our Arab contractors that they will deliver the required product.
Government says the project will not only improve access to communities and businesses, but also strengthen regional trade by improving connectivity to Angola and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rajesh Michael Simeza reporting Prime TV News in Lusaka.
The opposition New Heritage Party has officially joined the Brian Mundubile-led Tonse Pamozi Alliance and endorsed its presidential ticket for the August 13, 2026 general election. New Heritage Party Vice President for Administration, Samuel Kasanka, says the decision was reached after extensive consultations with party structure members across the country and other stakeholders. Mr. Kasanka says the party has resolved to support the Tonse Alliance presidential candidature of Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu as running mate under the NRPUP. He states that the move reflects the party's commitment to collective decision-making and the aspirations of Zambians seeking effective leadership and positive change. Mr. Kasanka says the New Heritage Party will now work alongside other Tonse Alliance partners to ensure the Alliance's successful participation in the forthcoming elections. Speaking in an interview with Prime TV News, Mr. Kasanka says the party remains committed to advancing democratic governance, national development, and the interests of the Zambian people through the alliance.
Arising from these deliberations, the party decided to formally join the Tonse Pamozi Alliance and to support the alliance's presidential ticket of Mr. Brian Mundubile as president and Mr. Makebi Zulu as vice president. This decision reflects our commitment to unity, consultation, and the collective aspirations of Zambians who desire effective leadership and positive change. As a member of the Tonse Pamozi Alliance, the New Heritage Party is now working alongside its alliance partners toward the successful participation of the alliance in the elections scheduled for 13th August 2026. As New Heritage Party, we remain committed to advancing democratic governance, national development, and the aspirations of the Zambian people through the collective efforts of the alliance. We trust that this statement clarifies the party's position.
The Office of the Vice President says the proposed Resettlement Management Bill of 2026 will strengthen protection of communities affected by development projects. Speaking during the dissemination and awareness meeting on the National Resettlement Policy 2024 and Resettlement Management Bill 2026 in Solwezi, Permanent Secretary Resettlement Division Mavis Nkomesha said affected persons must have access to timely, credible and accessible channels for justice. Meanwhile, displaced residents have welcomed the bill, saying it will help protect vulnerable communities from unfair displacement by investors. Jackson Mwansa now reports.
For years, many displaced families have complained of being relocated without receiving fair benefits from investment projects. Now, those communities are welcoming the proposed Resettlement Management Bill of 2026, describing it as a major step towards protecting vulnerable citizens.
Yonka byotwafunda rero twayukira kwamwekane ko twafainwa kunyemena kwa kubange twanyemena ko mino betu kwashi mino ketu sakwikire katune mambo kekyamweka burongo ne mwaka wapo abayishire bafunya abakwetu bamijibiji bati wobena kwibo ba support ne fertilizer beba pa ne majimi beba sonkerera beba pa ne mari beba pere mari panote eba kufuma mu 2011 kuya kufika nerero kebe tupapa kintu nangu akimoni
aye programu yakwata ku rwendo rwa kutubirira kokwa pano twakankara makwibirangurukira abe bintu twanamba kafurumende etukwashe kafurumende etukwashe mambo kuvirura kwa muntu keki yaperane kabizi muntu uzina sambo napo ayikara.
Speaking in Solwezi, Vice President's Office Permanent Secretary Mavis Nkomesha said the bill will ensure affected people have access to timely and credible mechanism for justice whenever disputes arise.
Where disputes arise, affected persons must have access to credible, timely, and accessible channels for redress. Justice must not be delayed or made inaccessible to the very people the law is designed to protect. Properly managed resettlement benefits both communities and developers. It reduces conflict, prevents delays, enhances social acceptance, and contributes to sustainable development. Civil society organizations, traditional leaders, local authorities, cooperating partners, private sector actors, and communities all have an important role to play.
It is foreseen and projected that because of increased demand for critical minerals, issues of resettlements are inevitable. Hence, the need to have safeguard tools like what is being developed by the government of Zambia.
The PS urged all the stakeholders to be open and contribute.
Or 0955 343 000. We are located on plot 1026/1 CK of Great North Road, Lusaka. PO Box 32439, Lusaka. Inflatables Venture Solution, where the fan begins.
Welcome to New World of Entertainment in Zambia. Cartoons, music, news, movies, drama, series, documentaries, food, travel, the best from Hollywood and Bollywood, international football, CAF competitions, La Liga, Serie A, German Bundesliga, Saudi League, Carabao Cup, Asian Championship, Barclays Women's League, local leagues, and much more. Grab your Azam TV decoder at 350 Zambian Kwacha and and full kit at 589 Zambian Kwacha. And watch all your favorite channels free for 2 months. For more details, contact us on 971-246-222, 763-664-455. WhatsApp 77-500-0013. Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
Oh, what a bad day. When everything is bright and golden. Bad day. The sun is shining in the mighty morning. Bad day. Without my family in that moment, that day would have been a bad day.
Yeah, everyone's bad day is my bad day. But guess what? When my banja comes together, there are no bad days.
Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
Exactly what I need. It's a secret ingredient. You can enjoy it every day.
This is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
There's a new wave sweeping across the nation. A youthful, vibrant spirit driven by the passion for a taste that boosts our inner well-being. A taste crafted in the heart of sun-kissed fields from Zambia's finest sorghum. A taste driven by the passion to boost your inner well-being. It's who we are, how we are, and where we've come from. Sogo, the new taste of culture.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Government has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening social protection systems aimed at improving the welfare of vulnerable citizens across the country. Speaking during the official launch of the Zambia Social Protection Week 2026, Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Permanent Secretary Angela Kawandami said social protection remains a critical tool for promoting dignity, social justice, and sustainable development. Ms. Kawandami said government has recorded notable achievements following the implementation of the revised National Social Protection Policy in 2025. She notes that the Social Cash Transfer Program has been expanded to reach over 1.5 million beneficiaries, while the Food Security Pack Program now supports 120,000 households, helping vulnerable families meet their basic needs and improve food security. We have more in this report.
The Ministry of Community Development has launched the Zambia Social Protection Week 2026, aimed at promoting dialogue and strengthening efforts to improve the lives of vulnerable citizens. Speaking during the launch, Permanent Secretary Angela Kawandami said social protection remains a key pillar in advancing dignity, social justice, and sustainable development.
Delivered in a manner that safeguards dignity and promotes security cannot be overemphasized. Supporting vulnerable members of society and helping them break free from poverty not only improves their lives and livelihoods, but also contributes to national development by enabling them to become productive participants in the economy. Over the past few years, the government of the Republic of Zambia has undertaken significant reforms in the social protection sector aimed at enhancing efficiency, effectiveness, and inclusiveness in social service delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, following the launch of the revised National Social Protection Policy in 2025, which provides the framework for implementing social protection programs to improve the welfare and livelihoods of poor and vulnerable populations, the sector has recorded several notable achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, this year has also witnessed significant policy and legislative reforms in the social protection sector. The amendment of the National Pension Scheme Act and the enactment of the Education Amendment Act have marked important milestones in strengthening social protection and advancing social justice. The Education Amendment Act of 2026 now legally guarantees free education for all children in public institutions from early childhood through to secondary school.
Available labor estimates show that Zambia's labor force stood more than 70% in the informal economy. More than 70% are in the informal economy. These figures underscore the need to expand coverage and design inclusive contributory arrangements that reflect the realities of today's labor market. In this regard, the adoption by the 114th International Labour Conference in June this month, 2026, of Convention number 193 on decent work in the platform economy is a welcome global development.
Rajesh Michael Simiza reporting, Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Chief Chisunka of the Ushi people in Mansa district says the Constituents Development Fund CDF has brought about infrastructure development, especially in the education and health sectors. The traditional leader has since dismissed assertions that the CDF has had no impact in the district. Chief Chisunga has cited the construction of classroom blocks and modern sanitation facilities, thereby improving the learning environment, particularly for pupils in rural areas. He also highlighted skills development programs and the CDF as another aspect that has provided opportunities for many youths who had lost hope, enabling them to acquire valuable skills and improve their livelihoods. Chief Chisunka has since encouraged residents of Mansa district to take advantage of the various opportunities available through the Constituency Development Fund.
Twabengi bambi baliranda CDF tatuyimune ile bomba iyo nomba ifufeba ikaramu mishi tulimuno kwati CDF ile bomba CDF pa first umabuteko yafumineko yali per 1.6 if yari tumbuka muri CDF tatuenda tayari bomba iyo yari bomba kunshi yari bomba kuri bana makrabu ko yari bomba ninkoko nembush frafi no kuteka makrabs bari senda frafi no kulakana nomba ngamatuko shepherd CDF kupitira muri ba president ba HH no kuteka bwa New Dawn CDF ifutwe imona pamura no decentralization policy fone nini fetwe ilombero kwa bati ubuteko fetwe fa munani mumachifudomu Yesu twefo kwa kubesukuru amasukuru mu mishinga mwatimuye yareba nomba yaresa pamona ni yaresa pamufi namana nameshi abantu bakare mu mishi mu mota bayishono ko bati bishoko kumpa kwa meshi ama toilet yabashani nomba abantu mu mishi mu Yesu mu bare kula ama toilets yaresa nama inborn toilets bare kwata so icho kire turango kwebati ubuteko bwa New Dawn government taburefu kushapo umuntu nangumu pamurando wafya byantanshi muri namambrases nichira district chira province bari bapera chira constituency trend bari bapera mambrases question kuri bakapura tabakwetenya ndere yisumayo kwareba sometimes because tubapere nyoto kokupita munguna mu central government pari piteshta nomba mune bahati natukwata ambulance nani motoka yakapokora CDF ine Mansa Central natukwata CDF ama mochari zinga mwatumurike shono mbakutwara sura mochari kunani ku bahati mpaka ndo CDF ifenga fuibasha fumutwe mono CDF ile bomba nga mwatumye munchende mu mishumu aba chabe nginomba nabasambirira bu breakrain ba well done mpaka ndo CDF kupita mu skills eyo bari tako.
Just now we take another break. Do stay tuned.
To know where we're going, we must remember where we're coming from. Boom. Never forget home.
On the field, I know the importance of protection. It's not just about keeping clean, it's about staying protected from harmful germs. That's why I choose hygienic soap.
Lime are the best agricultural solutions that creates a steady balance and improvement of the health of your soils, increasing crop resistance to diseases for greater harvests. Get affordable lime. Call us on 0211 286064 or WhatsApp 09755 79558. Email info@uniturtle.com or visit the website www.uniturtle.com. Turtle Agro Lime. Lime your fields, get better yields. By Uniturtle Industries.
Farmers of Zambia, your hard work feeds the nation, and now getting paid for crops supplied to FRA has been made simple, faster, and safer. FRA has now introduced digital payments, and farmers will be paid electronically by transferring money directly into their bank accounts or their mobile money wallets. All farmers intending to sell their crops to FRA are requested to open bank accounts or mobile money wallets on Airtel, MTN, and Zamtel immediately. Visit your nearest bank or mobile network agent with your NRC today and open your account.
Now I get my money through my mobile money wallet while I attend to other chores. I can save, send, or use it anytime. Very secure too.
Nalandira ndalama zanga ku banki pa phone kulibe zochedwa kulibe kuyimirira pa mline.
FRA, securing national strategic food reserves, taking wealth to rural Zambia.
We continue with the news. Save the Children International has handed over 2 major projects to government in Mongo District, including the first ever operational theatre at the district hospital, equipped with all the clinical equipment and solar backup system. The organization has also rehabilitated and equipped another theatre at Lewanika General Hospital with another solar power backup system installed. Save the Children International Country Director Chilombe Kambi has said the investments directly aim to improve emergency obstetric and newborn care and reduce infection spread. Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Lishimpi, says this gesture by Save the Children is as a result of strong collaboration between the government and its collaborating partners. We have more in this report.
Since its establishment in October 2017, Mongo District Hospital in Western Province has faced challenges in providing essential services due to the lack of an operational theatre. Patients in need of surgical procedures had to be referred to Lewanika General Hospital. Today, Save the Children International and partners, including the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, have handed over the first ever operational theatre at Mongo District Hospital, fully equipped with clinical equipment. Additionally, a theatre at Lewanika General Hospital has been refurbished. Save the Children International Country Director Chilobe Kambi emphasized that this investment aims to enhance healthcare services for both infants and adults in healthcare facilities.
These investments directly contribute to improving emergency obstetric and newborn care, enhancing infection prevention and control, strengthening referral systems, and ensuring that the health facilities are better equipped to deliver health services. The solar that we have put here and at Lewanika, at other facilities, will ensure that doctors continue to operate without interruption.
Mongo District Commissioner Morgan Akabeso called for the responsible and efficient use of the new facilities.
We have emphasized as a government also that there are things that we can never do alone. We are still emphasizing on efficiency, effectiveness in terms of delivery of services.
The event also saw the presence of the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Health Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Lishimpi.
Today, with our partners, Save the Children International and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, working with the Ministry of Health and the Provincial Health Office here, the District Medical Office, have made this possible, and it will now be operational from today. These achievements are a result of strong collaboration between the government of Zambia, Save the Children International, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Dr. Samtuma Njekwa, Western Province Director of Health Services, highlighted that the new theatre at Mongo District Hospital will play a critical role in reducing maternal mortality rates.
I strongly believe that the opening of this theatre at Mongo District Hospital will help us reduce on maternal mortality. Guest of honor, we cannot thank Save the Children enough for the support.
The Barosero establishment represented the community of Mongo at the event.
We have seen what Save the Children has done to our institution. We are grateful to that development which has been done to Lewanika General Hospital.
For Prime TV News in Mongo District, Marcus Bransakpita reporting.
Chieftainess Nyakulenga of the Lunda-speaking people of Zambezi district has called on fellow traditional leaders, parents and civil society organizations to support children pursuing various aspects of development beyond cultural activities. Speaking in an interview with Prime Television News when she paid a courtesy call on Chief Chibuika recently, the traditional leader emphasized that while culture remains an important part of a child's identity and heritage, children should also be encouraged to excel in education, leadership, innovation and other sectors that will contribute to their future success and the development of the nation. Chieftainess Nyakulenga further thanked Chief Chibuika for embracing and promoting the Day of the African Child in his chiefdom. She noted that the annual commemoration has become an important platform for empowering both girls and boys and inspiring them to reach their full potential. Jackson Mwansa now reports.
Chieftainess Nyakulengo of Zambezi district has urged traditional leaders, parents and civil society organizations to promote children's development beyond cultural activities by encouraging excellency in education and other productive fields. Speaking during a Kete call on Chief Chibuika, she praised the chief for championing the Day of the African Child, saying the initiative is helping empower both boys and girls.
We have a role to play as parents, as traditional leaders, make sure that our children carry along other sectors of development other than just our cultures, much as we appreciate that they should, but it will be good for them to accommodate also other sectors for development and for their future, even for their professions. So it's really important.
Meanwhile, Chief Chibuika has expressed delight that children in his chiefdom are embracing the chiefdom development plan and actively participating in community development.
And from the charcoal briquettes, he's got one of his ingredients of cassava. And here he's also talking about cassava. 2 weeks ago, if you may recall, we had a function where we had a fundraising for cassava processing project for this chiefdom. Yes. And I'm glad to see that even our own youth, our own children are thinking the same line. So the cassava production means we must grow the cassava to a commercial level. Yes. And this is what we are doing as a chiefdom already in partnership with other people, that we are going to have extensive outgrower scheme for growing cassava so that it can feed into such projects. Yes. That can feed into a project like what the other young man showed us. Yes. So I'm glad to see that even our young people are in the same line with the chiefdom development plan.
We are here to do 1, to reflect, 2, to celebrate, 3, to recommit ourselves to the well-being of our children in the Mwenga district, in Northwestern and Zambia as a nation. The children are not only beneficiaries of development, but also active rights holders whose voices deserve to be heard. Let us keep working together for a world where every child thrives. When we invest in a child's education, nutrition, and safe today, we build a stronger community for us all tomorrow.
Jackson Mwansa reporting for Prime Television News in Mwenyununga district of Northwestern Province.
A reminder that we have exactly 52 days to go before the country goes to the polls on the 13th of August 2026. Just now we go for our last break, but still to come is our news analysis segment. Stay tuned.
Life is busy, and sometimes updating your information can feel like a burden. But outdated details can delay access to PSPF services when you need them most. The PSPF eKYC platform is a simple, secure way to update your information anytime, anywhere. With just a few steps, you can verify your identity, update your records, and stay connected. eKYC uses secure digital verification methods like one-time passwords and identity validation to ensure your information is accurate and protected. Keep your records up to date and enjoy faster access to your pension services. No queues, no paperwork, just convenience at your fingertips. Visit www.pspf.org.zm today and update your details with PSPF eKYC. PSPF. Keeping your pension promise.
When the belly's rumbling, hunger's coming. Uncle Joe will give you something filling with a natural flavor. Uncle Joe is in there. Smooth, shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Smooth, shaky Joe. Smooth, shaky Joe. Fill your 1, 2, 3, go!
Aloha. Make fresh fun with Aloha. Just as easy as 1, 2, 3, and all my clothes are squeaky clean.
to remove the dirt and stains and the fresh fragrance remains.
Never seen nothing like it. That's exactly why I like it. Made fresh with Aloha.
Milk is milk, I mean.
I think there's a difference. I think E ni best.
I'll go with blue.
I love this one. This is my favorite.
It's sweet.
It's
satisfying, I should say.
Makes my throat relax.
More richer. This is how milk is supposed to taste.
That's excellent.
I don't even know the name, but I love it.
Wow, I didn't know it.
Twin cow, no wonder.
Twin cows. Twin cows.
Wow, the packaging is so nice, eh?
Double the cows, double the taste.
Twin cows, lovely.
Twin Cows full cream long life milk. Taste the difference.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
Exactly what I need. It's a secret ingredient. You can enjoy it every day.
This is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
All right, listen up. Koala Cake is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 255 kwacha. Only on GoTV.
Welcome back. Just now we have our news analysis segment, and to give us our analysis for this evening is Zanji Sinkala. Zanji, how are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What stories have you picked for this evening's analysis?
Okay, so due to time, I'm just going to do one because of the program. ECZ mentioned that they did not stop any party from campaigning, contrary to some of the reports that were there, especially over the weekend. There were a lot of reports that NRP-UP was blocked from, in fact, the supporters of NRP-UP were blocked from campaigning on Saturday in Chipata at Mpezeni Park. Now, ECZ today was mentioning that they did not stop any party, but this arises from the fact that ECZ had released a letter last week mentioning that all presidential campaigns were halted until they had the meeting which they had today due to a lack of campaign management framework by some political parties. And of course, what was even alluded to in the meeting today was that the conflict management committee was not being, or committees, the conflict management committees were not being respected as they should be. So now, I want to talk about a few things stemming from that statement. The first thing is the contradiction. Of course, ECZ has mentioned they did not stop anyone, or any political party, yet there were those reports. Now, where did the police then get their instructions to do what they had done? Because immediately they moved in, they stopped supporters and so forth. Of course, we know that ECZ did put out a letter, and they gave leeway up to Friday for political parties to follow. But now, when the police went there, they immediately referenced ECZ's instructions. That was the reason that they gave. And this is what I'm talking about, the reason that the police gave. So they rode on ECZ's instruction, but ECZ is saying they did not stop anyone. That's one thing. Now, we saw this exact thing happening also a few weeks ago in Mazabuka, where the police had stopped Gary Kombo and his team from campaigning because, and actually what they had referenced was the Public Gatherings Act, which does not exist right now. It is still in bill form. But the police on national broadcasting, on the national broadcasting channel, on ZNBC, had referenced a Public Gatherings Act, and State House had to refute those claims, or basically had to clarify that the bill has not been assented to. And of course, it is still in bill form until further dialogue and further consultation is done. So the police rode on an act. They rode they implied that they had the backing, a legal backing to do what they had done. So we've seen these inconsistencies happening. And that's why even this contradiction, even if ECZ is distancing itself, the police were using that. They were riding on that as a backing. So where were they getting instructions from? That's number one. Number two, there's been a concern by stakeholders, different stakeholders, that ECZ is playing more of a player position rather than a referee position. And of course, the analogy of football is given here, maybe because of the World Cup. But the analogy of a referee and player is given in this situation, in that ECZ is too involved in political parties' activities. The political parties that are campaigning, they are too involved in their activities. Instead of taking, more of an oversight role, being able to monitor and see how these people are competing, it seems, according to some stakeholders, it seems that they are too much involved in the activities themselves. And now that is hindering certain political parties, that is limiting certain political parties, according to people. And therefore, ECZ needs to remember that they have more of a referee position in all of this. So they should allow political parties to compete, allow them to use the different strategies that they use. At the end of the day, they'll be a winner. So let them remember what position they have, what role they are playing in all of this. I'll give another point. Stakeholders have also complained about the lack of consultation, even in the recent decision that ECZ had made to halt presidential campaigns. And I think I saw this in the Laz statement. Laz had actually mentioned that ECZ should have consulted. They should have consulted the various stakeholders, the people who this would affect. They should have consulted them before that decision was made. Now, why they mentioned this was because there were so many resources that were involved. Some political parties had been planning this weeks ahead of time. They had been advertising some of the activities that they were going to be conducting. And yet, this ECZ abruptly gave that directive on Thursday. So now that meant that resources that were put to plan certain things, of course, were wasted. Some of them were wasted. You know, the time, some people had traveled, some people had done so many things. So all of that planning had been in vain, in a sense. So that was another thing that was raised, that there was a lack of consultation. And moving forward, that's something that ECZ should bear in mind. The next time they want to give a directive which is drastic, quite drastic, as this one was, then they should be able to at least hold some consultation before that is done. Then lastly, ECZ should also manage the growing perception of bias, because there has been that growing perception that there are some political parties that are, ECZ is handling with kids' gloves. So there would be certain things, certain concerns that would be raised, certain irregularities that would be done by certain political parties, yet no punitive measures would be put in place. Yet others perhaps would be, others' activities would be suspended and so forth. And I'll give an example. The Mazabuka issue, Garinkombo. Garinkombo's in fact, let me say, all the campaign activities were halted in the district, in the constituency. They were halted until further notice. ECZ had given that directive. But UPND continued campaigning. There were some members in UPND that continued campaigning for a few days until they eventually stopped. Were there any punitive measures given to those members, for instance? So ECZ needs to be very careful to manage that growing perception that there is some kind of bias that is there. So it would be good for them to, enforce the Electoral Code of Conduct. They should ensure that there are punitive measures for people who abrogate certain, actions, and proper communication, I would say. Proper consultation from stakeholders and proper communication. I'll end there.
Thank you very much for making time to come to the studio. On that note, we come to the end of this evening's main news broadcast. But before we go, the headlines once again. South Africa's Supreme Court of Appeal will tomorrow, Tuesday, the 23rd of June, deliver judgment on the burial impasse for 6th President Edgar Lungu. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has announced that the printing of ballot papers for the August 13 general election will commence on the 30th of June 2026. There has been a significant improvement in traffic flow through Kapirimposhi following the opening of the 18-kilometer bypass, part of the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriage road project. And finally, a woman of Kabwe has died alongside her grandchild, who she was carrying on her back after being hit by a speeding motor vehicle while crossing the Great North Road. On that note, we come to the end of this evening's main news broadcast. On behalf of the entire Studio A News crew, my name is Movanga Chimambo. Enjoy the rest of the viewing.
The main news bulletin was sponsored by First Quantum Minerals,
Okay, your phone.
operating Kansan